all about the healing. Hold on a second. Let me turn this music down. Okay. Now, where am I? Oh. Oh. What up, though? What up? What up, though? With my peeps. Taurus. Taurus. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Cross watcher. My day ones, my day twos, my doo-doos. Y'all gotta excuse me. I be doing 6 things at one time. Then I get interrupted, I get sidetracked. But hey, ain't no faking, ain't no funking. There ain't nothing flunking around here. It's real, authentic. It is what it is kind of thing on this channel. Alright. But let me tell y'all this. I bought, oh, wait a minute. My day ones, my day twos, my new-news. I love you. Love you. Thank you for all your words, your encouragement. Thank you for all your likes, your shares, your subscribes. Thank you for all that you do for me as I do for YOU. Alright. So, I bought some new cards. Oracle cards. Well, no. They supposed to be. They oracle to me. I said, well, let me go. I haven't bought no cards in a while. I said, I keep getting these same. So maybe let me get some cards, right? And I bought these cards, and when I dedicated, did my thing, opened them up, dedicated them, then looked at them, did some. I noticed throughout the cards or whatever, they keep talking about love. They keep talking. Y'all, I messed around and bought an oracle deck, or bought a deck. It's a tarot deck, but I say it's oracle because it's of all the writing is on it. It's you hardly see what it actually is. But anyway, and it tripped me out. I said, well, I just keep talking about relationship. I had messed around and bought a predominantly love deck. And so I was like, no, I'm about to take this back. My foundation when I first started this channel was love readings. That's all I did. I didn't, I concentrated on love, right? And so I ain't got out of that, right? But what God is trying to tell me to do, He tricked me to get this deck. What God is trying to tell me, He wants me not to necessarily go back to my old formula, but however, He wants me to do love readings, incorporate love readings in here, because He's saying that to balance it out, because it is truly some of us in the collective that is supposed to be in a loving relationship, but because of past issues, circumstances, and different things, and because it is a lot of darkness, and a lot of people are, how can I say that? A lot of people are choosing darkness, or a lot of people are manipulated by darkness, or a lot of people are being tricked into darkness, or a lot of people are stuck. So where the light workers, the psychics, the seers, the prophets, the gurus, whatever you want to call yourself, wherever you fit in, where you are, You're finding yourself at a position because you've tried to branch out. You've healed. Some of you've healed and ready and hot and popping. You know, you got something great to give. You had, you know, if you just have an opportunity to have somebody come into your life, you ready. Then there's some of you that's supposed to have somebody come into your life, and your person may be ready and you not ready because you're not being honest with yourself that you're scared. You're scared to allow somebody in. You're scared to believe and trust in another individual, and then this individual turn out to not be who they say they are. Turn out to be worse than the person from the past. So you got some that's ready, some that's scared, and some it's just stubborn. They don't want to be in love. They're stunted. They don't want to find love. They don't want to be with nobody. They don't want to experience that. They don't want to be bothered with that. But they're supposed to be in a relationship. Now, when I say you're supposed to be in a relationship, the love, the love, the sex, making love, the intimacy, the togetherness, the oneness, the spirituality in love, that's what I mean. I'm not talking about superficial. I'm talking about you're supposed to be in a loving, deep connection, divine love. But what God is telling me as I was talking to God about this deck is that because I stopped doing love readings because I felt like the readings that I was doing was encouraging people to keep branching out, looking out, fantasizing, wanting, wishing, and hoping for love. But they really was not healed. They were not healed to actually be in another relationship. So I stopped doing love readings and focus on healing you first, understanding you first, dealing with your feelings, your emotions first, healing your past, and working within you at your present and get ready for that future love, that future someone, that future deep connection, that oneness, and not sex but making love, intimacy, that deep connection that you don't even have to touch each other. You can feel. It's something that not a lot of people truly understand that God meant when he said, what God meant when he ordained marriage. He didn't ordain marriage to be mundane and average, and we just go with the flow. You know, you go to work, come home, hey babe, where the kids? You know, let's watch a movie. Let's do. It's marriage was not meant for that. Marriage was meant to be connected, mind, body, soul, spirit, intimacy. The love that's flowing through you and God. Both people are supposed to be connected with God, the love, the consciousness, the oneness. And then you branch off and you bring that to each other. and it's supposed to be magnified. That love is supposed to be magnified. And you and this person are so deeply connected to each other. There is not another person that can take that person's attention. There's not another person that this person will want to be with, want to be tied to, want to be connected to, because they got everything they need in this deep connection within you and them and God. That is what God intended real love, real connection, divine relationship meant for it to be. I understood that. I knew that when I was doing the love readings. But the comments and trying to get people to understand what I was saying, it was another thing. Because even though I was teaching and expressing and telling them, but these people were not healed. They were taking what I was saying and longing and wishing and hoping for somebody that did not feel the same for them. They were taking what I was saying and thinking I was talking about that person from the past, that person that they wished and they longed for. And that's not it. You will know who I'm talking to through the connection that you both have for each other. It's not one-sided. The divine love and the love readings that I do, it's not one-sided. You love them, they love you. You and them, the connection is so powerful because you're connected to God. You both are connected to God. So in that connection, God brings both of you together to the point where that's what's called telepathic. You don't have to speak with your mouth. That person knows what you're talking about. That person knows what you're thinking about. That person knows the ins and outs, the good, the bad, the rooted to the tooted when it comes to you. It's not nothing that you said. It's what they know because of the connection, the tie, the cord that you both come together with. There is no deceit. That person wants you, you want them. They know you, you know them. It's like an open slate. There's nothing that you can hide. There's nothing to hide. And the love that you have for them is real. It's authentic. And the love that they have for you is real and authentic. So when you say love and you say love, I'm supposed to be talking about these cards, but okay. Anyway, when you say love, it's not a superficial love. Because you're bare, you're naked. This person understands you more than you understand yourself. Because it's an open. They're able to see you, see right through you, see everything about you. And they love you in spite of your ugliness, in spite of your flaws, in spite of all those things, because God shows them you through God's eyes. See, because we all are human, but God still loves us. Good, bad, ugly. Good, bad, flawed. God still loves us. And that is the same thing in a divine relationship. Though you can tell how when you see people in a divine, when they connect in a divine relationship, because sometimes I'm talking about the ones that you go like, well, in your head you go like, wow, it could be a very, very, very attractive person, and then when you look at the other person, they may not be as attractive. They may not match what society say this person is supposed to connect with, but this person loves this person. And people don't understand. People in the background, the naysayers. Well, why you with them? You can have anybody you want. Why you choose them? That's how you know something is divine. Because it goes against what society say two people supposed to connect. It goes against what two people what they look like. It defies what somebody else say. That person, and even between the two people, when you sit down with them, or even, you sit down with them, you talk, and they tell their story. They didn't even think that they would be together, but something clicked, something connected with them, and they fell in love. And as they stayed with each other, the longer they stayed with, the bond got deeper and deeper and closer and closer. So divine love, divine connections, divine relationships is nothing like any other relationships. And just like you have divine relationships and connections, you got karmic. So just like God made that connection, the enemy made a connection as well. But the difference between the two, the divine connection is so deep, which the karmic is deep, but the divine connection is so deep, and the divine connection is the love is flowing with both parties, but the love is connected to divine love and connection, which is external, eternal love, not external. Eternal mean that love is everlasting, because God is everlasting. The karmic connection is not. You feel the same deepness. The connection is there. The sex is very lustful. It's a toxic kind of thing, because that love, that sex is where one person, they both are connected, but the connection is toxic. The connection is full of lust, full of superficial characteristics. It's flawed. It's coming from a place of lack. It's coming from a place of conditions. It's coming from a place from you give me, I give, you take. It's a give and take. But this connection is a oneness. It's the best way I can describe it. Now, with the karmic connection, it's the give and take, but one person is giving and one person is taking. That's not something that is going to sustain both people. So this relationship is going to be flawed, empty, because both parties are not getting fed. Both parties are not getting fulfilled. One is getting fulfilled and one is not. So this is not eternal. This is a temporary relationship until you can separate yourself and choose you and give yourself. The giver separates themselves so they can start giving to themselves, loving themselves, and choosing themselves, because this relationship is not sustaining them. They always drain, stuck. They can't move. But the giver is thriving. The giver, even though the giver is being sustained by, even though the receiver is sustained by the giver, they can take what they get from the giver and just go on with their life and keep doing based off what the giver is giving. But the giver is always broke down, drained, stuck, unfulfilled, manipulated, used, neglected, downcast, slandered, to try to keep at a low vibration, so they wouldn't leave, so they won't know that they're valuable and that they deserve much better than what they're getting. So that is why I stopped doing love readings and just focus on healing, because at that time it was a lot of people that was not healed and taking my words, what God was giving me to give them, and not focusing and giving it to themselves, but longing and wishing and hoping that the words that I was saying, that this person was going to come back, that they really love them, they really want them. But a lot of times I was talking about God loving them, or God is wanting them to heal, and these are the words and these are the promises of God, because if God promised some of you that you were supposed to be in a divine relationship, but you just chose the wrong person. And when you chose the wrong person, that was a learning curve for you, so you can to prepare yourself for the right person. But they were taking my words and believing and wishing and hoping for somebody still that they know were not good for them. They did not treat them right, did not treat them with dignity and respect. So I stopped doing them. But it's time. Evidently, it's time. Because now a lot of you are healed, giving yourself that love, giving yourself that respect, giving yourself what you need. But what God promised you still stands. A lot of you are not even open. You got to really sit down with yourself and see where you stand in love. Are you open? Or will you give a person a chance? Would you try? See, you're not the same person. You don't like the same things that you used to like in a person from your past. You wouldn't even choose somebody like that anymore. So this is a trust thing about you. See, you took accountability for the part you played in choosing that person. And so now you don't trust yourself, nor do you trust the other person, but it really starts with you. You don't trust yourself. You don't trust your perspective in choosing that divine mate. That has to be healed. That has to be, that has to be acknowledged. And that has to be, you need to start looking at where you are. All right. I'm not going to get to these cards. So what I'm going to have to do, this is your first reading for the day. I'm going to have to do another reading because I got to go. But I can talk a few more minutes. But the second reading, if I can get it out, I'm going to make myself do this reading. The second reading, part 2, will be the second reading for the day, and I will read these cards. But to finish, before I have to go, let me look at my timer. Let me look at my okay, got like 5 or 6 more minutes. Okay, so what was I getting ready to say? Some of you're gonna have to heal that, because if God said that you're supposed to have a mate, it's a reason. See, it's some of the collective that is supposed to be single, and it is some of the collective. It's a small, I think it's maybe a little bit, maybe not too small, that is single, but the rest, you're supposed to have a divine mate, because your light and your divine mate's light, y'all supposed to be as one, and it's that light combined as one. It's supposed to help the collective, that our light beings supposed to shine and help humanity. That is why it's so important. And that is why divine connections are being targeted, and why the enemy, the ops, created karmic connections, because karmic connections are very difficult to get out of. And these people that keep chasing and stalking and watching it, they are karmic. They are our karmic counterparts that we were never supposed to rise above. We were never supposed to get out of that. We were never supposed to know. We were never supposed to be strong enough. They had us in a position where we were in a holding pattern. We were stuck. We were batteries. We were downcast. We were talked about. We were in a position to never rise, to never get out of, to never be able to see our way out of. And some of us, the collective, the light beings, are still stuck. They're still stuck in that cycle. They still stuck. Then there's some that has healed, but they haven't healed everything. They're not really free, because you're not really free until you can love again, till you can trust again. So you're not really free. You've healed. You're not stuck in that toxic cycle, that toxic, you done with that. But I've already told you that healing it's not a one-day wonder. Healing is ever evolving, ever growing. So here it is. Light worker, here it is. Shaman, here it is. Seer, here it is. Prophet, here it is. Guru. It's time to step up. It's time to go to the other level. It's time to do the thing that you never thought that you would have to do. And that means to love again, to trust again, to allow another individual in your life to love you, to give to you. See, I'm talking to the ones that saying, never again. And you know within your own self and your own heart that God told you you're supposed to have a divine mate. He promised you a divine mate. But just because they ain't showed up yet, you ain't gave up on love. Or just because you ain't went on some dates and you ain't met some busters and you looking around talking about some, well, God, you said, but it must not be. No. These people not going to come in. This divine mate not going to come in when you want them to come in. That's not how this works. None of this works how you think it works. God do things in his time. And you already know the deal. I say he because it's easier for me. But, oh, I gotta go. But, we gotta move, I'm gonna say we as a collective of spiritual beings, we got to move past. This is a big deal. It's a big deal. See, I had no idea. I had no idea that God was going to come on this internet today and say all this and do all. But this is a big deal. Because it's becoming a time, it's down to the wire. It's down to the wire, and who you supposed to be with, it's time for God to make that happen. And really tell you the truth, at the end of the day, God is wanting you to prepare your heart, prepare yourself. But the thing is, this going to happen whether you want it to happen or not. Because at the end of the day, this got to happen for humanity. This got to happen for what is prophesied to happen for a time such as this. We have to be in a position to be ready. This is not about people from the past. This is not about the people that's going to come on the board. This is not about the people that's stalking. This is not about them. It's about something higher than them. See, because they looking from a lower position. But this that has to happen. It's time now. We don't have no more time to be disillusioned about love. See, because love is God, and the relationship that God wants to connect with you, the person that God wants to connect with you is love. It's only so much love. It's only so much that you can give yourself. For those of you that are ordained to have another individual in your life, a husband or a wife in your life, it's only so much you're going to be able to give, because in this lifetime, you're supposed to be given love from another individual. So you've been sustaining for a time. But your mission your purpose, your destiny is supposed to align with another individual. You're not supposed to do this by yourself. It doesn't matter about them. It doesn't matter what they want. It doesn't matter about the magic. It doesn't matter how they feel. They're gonna continue to feel and try to block and do. That's their mission. They made their choice for darkness, and darkness' mission is to stop and block the light. They only doing their part that they plan is attached to the lower realm spirits. The Lord, this is a spiritual battle, which way you want to look at it. You have the light and the dark. Well, if you attack, you already powerful. You already have a powerful light force within you. If you connect with another individual and your love is set free, that person could supplement that love that you're giving to yourself, and you free to let your love just shine because this person is giving you and you able to just give. That is a triple threat to them. They gonna fight with everything they can. So yeah, they gonna send you people. Yeah, they gonna send you people. Yeah, they gonna try to trick you. But you can't worry about that. You have to trust God, because if you're connected to God and aligned to God, that anybody that coming into your life, anybody you accept in your life, anybody you entertain, it's only so far they're going to be able to do what they're going to do before you peep it. Do you understand that? Do you get it? There's no need to be afraid. You're no longer the fool you used to be. You no longer can be illusioned the way you used to be. When somebody come in, that's at their own risk. If they coming in to play a game, that's at their own risk. Because they playing with fire. If you're not right, okay, and you want to come in and play games, okay. It's only so far you're going to be able to go. And then that fire going to burn, that sword going to come out, that water going to be thrown. All four elements. That wind's going to blow. The storm is going to come. So, I mean, you don't have to worry about that. The only thing you got to worry about is when somebody come in, you don't give up everything and do everything at the front. No. They come in, you get to know them. You set the boundary, you set the rules. They either going to go for it or they not. They don't go for it. I see ya. You ain't for me. Point blank and period. 38 minutes. I got to go. I ain't went crazy talking here on this internet for 34 minutes. One reading. Y'all got me. The last couple of readings, I ain't talked and forget about the time. Y'all ain't got me. And then y'all get me on here talking like this, and then you don't even look at the whole reading. I got to go, y'all. But this is your first reading for the day. All right, I'm going to try my best because I got a lot I got to do today to do this reading right here so you can see what the reading was supposed to be. Again, this is a love reading. So this is the first reading for the day. And I'm going to do the actual cards that I laid. I'm going to leave them right here. And I'm going to do the cards that I actually laid. And that'll be your second reading for the day, which I was supposed to do right now. Okay, so agreed. Do you promise to watch the second read, the cards for the day? if you got all the way through a 40-minute reading. All right. So with that, if you understood, understand, and want to continue to grow, to overstand what I'm talking about with this love thing, put in the comments, I'm ready. Put in the comments, I'm ready. And that'll let me know how many people. That'll give me an inkling. Because I'm going to do it regardless. But I also need your agreement. I'm going to do it because God already told me that he want me to do it. Because you may be healed and you heard those messages and whatnot. But now it's time to go to another level. And that is to come together. Come out of fear. And have faith that God is going to bring your counterpart in. And then what to do when God bring your counterpart in. We no longer care about these people. They are really, once these readings come out for love, they really are going to try to silence these readings. Because love is the last thing in their mind that they want for you. They don't want you to connect with this person. They don't want you to know that you still can connect with this person. They don't want you to want to connect to another person. So they're going to fight me everything that they got to fight me for these readings not to come out. I also know that as well. I don't care. I don't care. So with that being said, put that in the comments to let me know. If you watched the whole reading, let me know. That encourages me as well. That lets me know that even though I'm running over, I got some people that's watching. All right. So with that being said, like, share, subscribe, and hype it up. Here she go. Okay, I gotta go. Love you. Sending love and sending healing your way. Love you. Trinity is out.